Hello. Okay, so this is day 12 of the 16 days of activism against gender based violence. Let's talk. I'm talking about how you can make a personal contribution to fighting against gender based violence. I know this is the most popular one, you probably already know this, but I'm emphasizing on this one so much because it's the best way to reach a wider scale of people. That is the use of social media. Use social media to talk about or place emphasis on specific cases that have to do with gender based violence, be it cases or just the issue itself. Talk about it to open up the minds of people towards the truth about gender based violence. Talk about gender equality. Talk about cases that may come up or trend online. Talk about it and let people know that it is wrong, especially this issue of victim blaming. I know that victim blaming is a very, very serious issue in Nigeria. We have to talk about this. We have to talk about the fact that victims of gender based violence are not to be blamed, they are not to be focused on when a case of gender based violence comes up, be it rape, be it domestic violence, and things like that. Don't say things like, oh, you should have known the person you got married to before you married the person. Honestly, life is not black and white. That's just what I have to say. Another thing you can do is by supporting change makers or organizations that advocate against it. If you find a change maker, for example, someone like me who is actively fighting against gender-based violence in all its ramifications and force, and most like especially if it's an organization, the best thing you can do is to support them, support us, help us reach more people, support our work itself. Okay, so that brings me to the point where there'll be a buy me a coffee link on my description box so that you can buy me a coffee, because doing this work is not easy, especially right now that I have not started making revenues off of YouTube. You can also volunteer your time. Working as a volunteer for projects or causes that advocate against gender based violence is very important, very useful. In fact, I cannot emphasize this enough. I am so in love with my volunteers. For each project that I would organize, the volunteers involved in that project just gives me so much joy, makes me so happy, because they are just really huge blessings. The fact that I am unable to pay them for their work, for their efforts, is a huge deal, but they still put in the work, they still put in their heart. And I'm so blessed to come across people who are passionate and dedicated to making the world a better place, just like I am. It's amazing. So, you volunteering is going to go a long way and do so much for people, for causes, for change makers, and for the world at large. You can also educate those around you about the importance of gender equality. Talk to them about why it's important for women and men to have equality in all areas, be it workplace equality, family equality, marital equality, whatever you want to call it. You have to educate people on it. You have to make sure you tell them why there should be equality. You educate them on what inequality is doing to our economy, to the world at large, to our everyday life, to the realities of women and girls and children. Educate them on that. They should know. Don't just force it on their face that, oh, women and men should be equal. What you should do is to let them know why there should be equality, what is happening in the world right now as a result of inequality. Let them know. It would open their minds to the fact that yes, there should be equality in the world. Now, wherever you are, if you're in Nigeria, I'm in Bayelsa State, Nigeria. If you're in Nigeria, if you're in the Philippines, if you're Palestinian, if you're in US, wherever you are, make sure to stay informed. Stay informed about what is going on in your vicinity on gender-based violence, policies that are in place regarding women's rights. Know about that. Stay informed about that. If new policies are coming up, stay informed. Always make sure you advocate for policy changes in your vicinity as well. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is day 13. We're getting closer to the last day of this series. Thank you for watching.